you are the catalyst to everything that happens in your world, and how you're thinking and how you're feeling influences everything. And we know about this from the law of attraction. And so the thing that's happening at the minute, because we are going, out of control, we are very fearful, we are uncertain because we don't know what's happening. So our animal brain is going into survival, which is why we're going into this panic state. And so you have to catch yourself, and you've got to repattern that emotional state as quickly as possible. And so there's certain things that you need to be doing every single day, which, these are like non-negotiables. And so, for example, how you do it is totally up to you, but meditation, yoga, exercise, dancing, anything that changes your emotional state from a place of fear or worry into a place of neutralness you need to do. There's a technique which is called EFT, which is emotional feeling therapy, I think, where you tap. Yep. There's a guy called where isn't it? Brad Yates on YouTube. So if you feel yourself going into these downward spirals from emotion, like, just do some tapping. I know it's like, it might look really fucking ridiculous, but I don't care if that then changes your reality and it gets you a different set of results. Like, you just need to do whatever it takes. And also it's a be it cause situation. So it's, how do I choose to react to the situation so that I can be at cause? And it's about breaking these states when you do go into these old patternings. And it's just thousands of years of our amphibian brain just doing this. So you need to do whatever it takes to get yourself into a state, and it's body, mind, and soul of neutralness. And so I also want you to think about what you're putting into your bodies. So what you're eating, what you're drinking, and one of the things that happens when we go into these places where you get knocked off kilter is we go back into bad habits. So we might start drinking more, or we might start eating shit and loads of stuff with sugar. And so I want you to be really conscious about what you're putting into your bodies. And I've got a resource sheet with suggested meditations and resources, and on that I've got a list of vitamins I'd be recommending that you take. Katy uses these oils called doTERRA oils, and making sure that you're going to bed early. Even if I know quite a lot of people at the moment are waking up in the middle of the night, and this is just your analytical mind, in this high anxiety state. So we've got to then work out how we sort of switch it off. And so there's things. So whether it's I use an app called Pizizz, PZIZZ, which basically is it talks to your unconscious mind, talks to your conscious mind, so you can go to sleep. So if ever I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll do that. I will quite often listen to podcasts or meditation that just switches off that analytical mind. So however you do it, you want to get as much sleep and look after yourself. It's like the resilience and belief are absolutely key here. And it's about framing in your mind. And I want to read you a segment from this really great book called Feel Free to Prosper. Quite a few would have heard of it. And one of the most important things you could be doing at the moment, like, which will make an immediate impact on your life, is to change your words, because your words that you use have got tremendous power, because your unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and what's made up. So if you're saying, and also it can't process a negative. So if I say to you, do not think of a pink elephant doing cartwheels on your table, you have to think about it in order to not think about it. So that elephant's there on the table. So if you say, I don't want to worry about this, or I need to stop stressing, then you're telling your unconscious mind, I need to do more worry, I need to do more stress. So you have to be, there's certain words I want you to eradicate from your vocab. And I want you to share this with your team as well. So any negative comments, anything, it becomes a banned. The this is the last time I'm ever going to say these two words. The corona, that is banned, and the word recession is banned from your vocab. Eliminate these words entirely from your vocabulary. Just stop saying it, stop writing it, stop feeding that message to your subconscious mind, which will only interpret it as an order. Stop mimicking mass mind thinking and media conversation. Forget the R word. Also, there will be situations that emerge that are beyond our control. Being beyond our control and remaining beyond our control are two different scenarios, as you're about to discover. So ultimately, it depends on where you direct your focus. You have to choose whether you're going to align yourselves with the mass mind thinking or take the path less traveled, which is on this prosperity journey, which is about actually what, and we keep asking, what's the opportunity here? How can we reframe this so that actually we can create good? We can create something really special. What's the opportunity here? So in the last recession, she talks about during that time everyone was discussing how terrible business was. I refused to listen. Instead, I stuck my nose in my prosperity lessons, and without any other effort, a door opened that produced a miracle. So, go onto YouTube, look at stuff that interests you, like, the people that you follow, the Joe Dispenzas, the Marion Williamsons, Louise Hayes, the Bob Proctors, whoever it is in your world, the yogis, you want to be feeding your mind with that type of approach, and you want to focus on what you want to happen, but it's not just focusing, it's about feeling it, which is why we're talking about meditation, why we're talking about yoga, why we're talking about exercising, why we're talking about going outside for a walk in nature. That changes your emotional state, and when your emotional state changes, your heart coherence is in order. That creates an energy around your body, and that energetic field, that's what then actually attracts matter. And this is why that recruiter got that thing through today, saying pay us, we need to get rid of our budget, because his mindset, his emotions would have been in alignment with that. And so what this means for you is you've got to maintain your prosperity thoughts and place your reliance exclusively on an abundant universe that does not know scarcity or hard times. Those who have money to spend will then seek you out, but you must create the space in consciousness to receive them. So by having that heart coherence, by changing your emotions from fear, from lack, from scarcity into giving, into calmness, into peace, by changing the way you feel, that then opens consciousness, because basically what you're doing, you're connecting with consciousness where there is no lack, there is no scarcity. You have everything that you could ever possibly want to need, and the key to that is your emotion. So, and the thing about this is, it gets triggered in times like this, but it also gets triggered, on random stuff as well. But it's about being aware that you're being triggered, and that's going right. Okay, right, and the trigger is your emotion. Whenever you don't feel quite right, that's your trigger to go right. I need to do something about it. So whether that is then EFT, there's some great. Like Paul McKenna's got two great DVD things, like 21, 22 minutes. One called I Can Make You Calm, and the other one's called I Can Make You Rich. And there was a time back in 2008 when I was listening to those 3 or 4 times a day. I would now do EFT because I can tap myself out of something in like a couple of minutes. What was the other thing? Oh yes, Esther Hicks in her Ask and It's Given's got a really good process called the focus wheel. Again, that takes about 5 minutes. I would really recommend you get that book, and that process, which I think it's number 17, is an amazing process. So yeah, and like even if we can't go out, we have got there's exercise on Prime, there's yoga on Prime. Do it with the kids. It's hysterical. Just. That's one of my favourite things that we've been doing recently is this it's called cosmic yoga with my kids. It's just hysterical, but like you're doing something and you're doing it together. Anything else I've got on this? Right, so this is the other thing, right? You really want to be focusing on staying in the present moment, being in the now. And like, if you, because the now is all you've got, and what you create in the now creates what happens in the future. So if you just are conscious in the now, and you know that you're safe and you're well and everything's sorted, that just creates more of that. Gratitude. Whether you've got a gratitude diary or whether you're just doing a daily write down of the 5 things that you're most grateful for. Again, the reason why this is so powerful, when you start looking at stuff that you're grateful for, that opens up your heart, which creates then this heart coherence that then creates your energy field, which then connects to consciousness, which then attracts these opportunities to you. And by doing gratitude diary is really the key to this, or just focusing on gratitude. So that would be the other thing I would be actively doing on a daily basis, even if it's just 5 things you're grateful for. And it might be, sometimes it might be, I've got a chair that's really comfortable that I'm sitting in, and you know, it could be, it doesn't matter what it is, it's just something that you're grateful for. And this really is a time to use community, to use the people, to surround yourself with people who've got your back. And honestly, I absolutely promise this will go by sooner, and we'll be stronger, and we'll be in there's a reason why this is happening now in the universe, and I think it's happening to bring us back together, to connect with who we are, to connect with our loved ones, to make us stop and actually appreciate being in the moment and appreciate what we've got. And so, you know, it's all good, it's perfect timing, and you know, you guys have got it, you know, you've got this.